Hey, this is Val Selby, and after over 20 years online, I can track where my mindset has blocked me. If procrastination, imposter syndrome, and a lack of focus have been blocking your biz, then Val Full Volume is here to help you see choices you are making. Get ready to use your expertise to collaborate like a pro as you create the business of your dreams. Now is the time to make changes and live your best life. Let's get to it. Hello. So, did you notice the rebranding here at Val Full Volume? If you're new, you obviously didn't notice the rebranding, but if you've been here a little bit, you'll see. Oh, yeah. I went back to my pink, my favorite pink. My bright fuchsia 80s lipstick pink. So much has changed over the last couple of years. So much. And so when I moved Val Full Volume from my Val Selby coaching website over to Bundle Bash, because I'm all in over there. When I moved it over there, then I decided I needed to do the branding with it. Then so much has changed. So much. And you can hear all of that, most of that in previous episodes. So I'm not going to rehash that today, but there was a lot of changes that happened in my life. And I woke up and I'm like, we're going to make Bundle Bash and Val Full Volume all mine. And I'm doing a rebrand. And it feels so good to have it feel more me. It feels so awesome. I love it. And that's one of the powers of rebranding. And once all of the rebranding's up, I'm going to definitely have the lady on. We'll chat with Maggie, and you can find the woman who's behind all of the rebranding and pulled the information out of me that I didn't even know was the direction I wanted to go. And yeah, I'll have her on to talk about branding and all of the wonderfulness that's on there. So part of my rebranding for Val Full Volume was also the new tagline. It's not a new phrase for anybody that's around me, but it is a new focus, like subtitle for the podcast of Uncoaching Decades of Biz BS. And I talk about this uncoaching a lot. I work with my clients for uncoaching, whether they're my personal or my members. Uncoaching is all about all of that bullshit that we've heard over the years, and whether or not anyone told us that had to be true and only true, and this is only the way to do it, or whether that's just the way we took the information in. It's all BS. It's all BS. There's no one way for anything to get done in any business, any personal life, any of that. We bring our expertise, we bring our experiences into everything. And so that means we have to pay attention to, okay, what things have I been taught from coaches and mentors that I can put into place, and they will help me grow my list, and they will help me grow my business, and they will help me more with sales, because I'm going to take the pieces from that mentor and coach and I'm going to put them with my expertise and meld them together. That's when you get some business magic. However, it can be tough. It can be tough, especially depending on mindsets that you've got rolling. I mean, for years, I was always looking for that perfect system, that perfect list, that perfect to-do. I mean, the perfect process. There had to be that one thing out there that if I just followed it to a T, then everything would just be, and it would magically just flow and be perfect, because that's what I see online all the time. And bullshit. Bullshit. That's the problem. There's no one answer, and a good coach is going to help you figure out the answer for you. You can follow processes, sure, but just remember that those processes that were created because it worked for them. Granted, some can also show you it worked for other people, but that's because their businesses might be similar. Their minds might work in a similar way. You know, I'm not dogging on the fact that none of these processes or systems work. I am just wanting you to go in with open eyes that you don't have to follow everything if it doesn't feel like the right way to do it. That's the big part right there. That's the big part about uncoaching. If it doesn't feel like something you want to do in your business, don't fucking do it. You have the power to not do that. Uncoaching is about looking at things and figuring out, why am I doing this over and over again and it's not bringing me results? Why am I doing that? Oh, because I've seen 5 people that I really admired and they all said to do this. This is the way. And then it's gotten stuck in your head that if you don't get this right and follow that, then it's not going to work. And it's the opposite. If that doesn't feel like the way for you to run your business, market your business, grow your business, do your coaching, then don't, because it's never going to feel good if it's not authentically you. And that's not to say that you can't grab bits and pieces and see what bits and pieces work, but I know this is going to hit you maybe a little bit tough, but nobody has the answers for how you are going to work your biz. Guidance. There's going to be the right people to guide you. Obviously, I'm a coach. I 100% believe in coaching. I can't wait to get started with my coach in May. It's actually driving me a little bonkers because I'm traveling. Like right now, I'm in Mexico. I'm leaving for Mexico in the morning for my anniversary trip. And it's driving me bonkers not to meet with her. And the reason is this time I'm going in with my eyes more open. I'm not looking for Beatty to have all the answers for me. I'm looking for Beatty to pull the answers out of my head. That's what I'm looking for. And this is the first time that I am meeting with a coach like this, where I'm going in with this mentality of, I'm not looking for her to have the answers. I am looking for her to pull the answers that I already know out of my head. And a year ago, 2 years ago, definitely 10, 15, 20 years ago, if you told me that, well, maybe not 20 years ago, 20 years ago, I probably would have been like, yeah, I got this. But 10, 15 years ago, I was freaking out because I wanted somebody to give me the answers. Now, when I did that, I also know that I was going in with the mentality that, because I can look back, right? Hindsight's pretty wonderful. I can look back and know that the main reason I was looking for the answers from somebody else was because that way, if it didn't work, it wasn't my fault. It was their fault. And when I'm looking for the answers within me and fully going with what I know in my gut and my intuition, that's a scary transition because now I have to fully take responsibility for it all. I was already responsible for anything that I did or didn't do before. I was already that. But my brain could just say, I was so-and-so's fault because they told me to do this and I did it and it didn't work. See, look, didn't work. And that's because that's not what was going to work for me. I am doing a lot of stuff that over the years, a lot of people have said, oh, you can't do that. You can't do that. Don't do that. You're just going to build a list of freebie seekers. And guess what? I followed a lot of their advice and I ended up with lists of freebie seekers because I was following what they were saying. This whole bullshit of you can't sell to your list immediately. Absolute bullshit. I want everyone to know immediately when they get on my list, I am a legit business and I treat it like such. I give away so much information for free. This podcast is free. We do giveaways with free products. I have my opt-ins. I have my free group that you can ask questions on Facebook at any time. I give and give. And it's okay to treat my business like a business, right? Just like I was talking about in CEO Unapologetically episode, what was that, 99, I think? Just like I was talking about in there. The more I treat my business as a business, the more money I do bring in. And it starts with taking responsibility for what I want to create, how I want to create it, and going with my gut. When somebody says that, well, I suggest, or I really only get people giving me suggestions now because I'm not looking for that outside person to tell me exactly what to do right this minute, at least. I have a human brain, so I'm not going to say that it's never going to pop back in. But at this time, I am not looking for somebody to give me answers, right? So it feels freer now that I've given that up, giving up the worry that I'm going to fail and, oh shit, it's all on me. It's like, you know what? It's okay if I fail because I'm going to do this and then I'm going to tweak this and I'm going to tweak it again. And I'm going to keep doing it until it works because I know that this is the way, that this is how I want to build my business, that this feels legitimate, authentic. I love it. And that's when you start getting, I mean, you can hear me, I'm ramping up, right? That's when you start getting really excited about different pieces of your business. And as you start tweaking and putting more things in there and dropping the shoulds that somebody has told you over the years, you've got to do this to have a business. You have to do this. I am going to go with, you need a list. Period. The end. You need a list. That's probably one of the only shoulds. You need a list and you need legal pages, okay? Because I don't want you getting busted. Those are the two, and you can build them any way you want. You don't have to just use WordPress. You don't have to just use Shopify. You don't have to just use your ConvertKit lists or whatever. There's no one system. But there are some things in there that you need to have for legal reasons, right? Your legal pages, set them up, set yourself up for success. You might be surprised how much just putting your legal pages together makes you feel like a real business. Bumps you up just a little bit towards that CEO status that we we're talking about 2 episodes ago. It is very surprising how every turn you take to legitimize your business helps with the mindset. Helps a lot. A lot. Totally different topic though, and I want to keep the squirrels at bay. Stay in your cage, squirrels. So, uncoaching, it's a big deal to me because it has helped me grow so much. And not just my business personally, like working on my business, but it's helping me be a much better coach because there will be times, and you can ask my members from a couple of years ago, especially when I really delved into all of this. Why am I regurgitating information? Oh my God, I'm regurgitating information and processing that. It was so fun. It's one of those moments where I'm telling my group members, I'm like, okay, wait. I'm like, we're just going to hold on this. And I'm going to have to be planted on this idea here because this just popped into my head and I'm going to need to work through it just a little bit. So let's listen to me work through it. You can follow along as I work through it. But it was because all of a sudden I was realizing I didn't even believe some of the shit that was coming out of my mouth. I didn't believe that's the way you had to do things for your business to grow. I didn't believe that was going to help that person because I didn't believe I didn't do it. I wasn't going to do it. But all of a sudden I caught myself and I was regurgitating this old information of what I should be doing. And I went, oh my gosh, no. Why? And then I started asking myself every time somebody would ask for advice or coaching, every time before I would say anything, whatever idea was going through my head, I would work through. And all my coaching clients and the members knew this because I was very open to them. The fact that I was going through a growth period and any thoughts that came into my head, I needed to sit on. So we spent a lot more time in not like, I'm not sitting on it for a really long time, but we took longer for our sessions because every time something would come up, I'd be like, okay, is that what I believe will help them? Or is that what I have been told? And I'd work through it and it got quicker and quicker and quicker until I was able to really start squashing the regurgitation of information that I really didn't believe in anymore. Now, that is not to say that I'm not giving that information to people. I am just making very, very positive that is an option. And how does that option feel? And let's work through. Do you feel like that's going to be the right option? Because that option would be, and kind of go through that process. And how do you feel about that? Is that going to be a good thing? If not, let's work through and find another thing instead that would be a better direction for you to get from A to C. Maybe we don't need B. Maybe we just jump from A to C. There's so many, that's the fun part about coaching. There's so many different brains out there, and we're all processing stuff differently. And working through it is the power of the good coaching, is working through it, figuring it out for yourself. As a sports coach, I was helping them. I was improving on their stuff, but they had to do everything. And that's how coaching is. Coaching is somebody guiding you through to be your best you, your best business. Because you do know what you need to do. You do know. You might not know the processes and this and that, but the details of how to do things, you might not do that, but you do know flags fly up when something hits and you're just like, I don't want to do that. And that's what we have to start talking about and talking through is when the hits, okay, what's causing the Why are you blocking that? Let's see if it's blocking it because it's a mindset block and you're like scared out of your mind, comfort zone. Or let's see if it's just I don't want to do that way. I don't want to do business that way. Different things to work through, right? One over here, we're going to work through because you're scared shitless. So we're going to work through that because you do know that it's the right thing to do. And that's why it's scaring you. That's the thing I'm leaning into right lately in the last few years is, oh my God, if something just sent me off to a 10 for my anxiety, wow, that's testing my comfort zone because I know I need to do it. And now, oh my God, I'm going to have to do it because now I just realized and recognized that I have to do it, that I need to do it, that it's the way. Versus if it's over here and you're just like, I don't want to do that in my business. Ew, no, that's totally different. That's it. Ignore that shit. I ain't even doing that. I ain't having my assistant do it. We ain't doing business that way. So, uncoaching. If you're a coach, if all of a sudden you're realizing that you're just spouting information and you don't even know why you're saying it, and you might not even believe in it, take a second, process that. If you're in coaching, the only way your coaching is going to work is if you're 100% honest. You have to be honest. So if you are having an you need to tell your coach that. You need to bring it up and say, okay, we talked about doing this. Or even if they are telling you to do things, but it doesn't feel right. And this is why it doesn't feel right. So take some ownership for being coached as well. Okay. Honesty. You have to be honest. That's the only way that your coach is going to be able to help you, is if you are honest with them. Believe me, I bullshitted a lot of coaches over the years because I was afraid of looking like a dumbass, which only made me look more like a dumbass because I wasn't hitting my goals, right? So it only just brought me down. So be honest with your coaches. And if something doesn't feel right, make sure that you bring it up. Because there's other ways. There's other ideas. There's not just one direction to go. Okay, so let's hold off on that. Let's put a pin in that. I've been talking about this uncoaching stuff for a really long time. I've been working with my clients with the uncoaching for over a year now, well over a year. I've been talking about it here and there in the podcast as well. Big proponent of the uncoaching, big proponent of you leaning into how much you do know and how you do know how you want to run your business. So don't take anybody's word for gospel and trust your intuition. That's hard. I know it's not easy. So if you need help, you know where to find me after I get back from Mexico. No, by the time you hear this, I'll be back. Maybe. Or I've had my dog shipped back. It is a thought in my head. I might not come back. I don't know. Okay, so uncoaching. Uncoaching is super important. Just take a look and question and ask why. Why are you not connecting with it? Why are you not feeling it? Do you need to work on your mindset around it? Or do you just need to dump it and say, I am not doing that? Okay. All right. Thanks for being here. I'm so excited for the new rebrand to be launching here soon. You're getting that sneak peek right there in the graphics already. Bundle Bash. Val Full Volume, of course, is going to be doing great things and talking to many more great entrepreneurs. But Bundle Bash is going to be doing amazing things with connecting you and networking, true networking, not icky networking. So stay tuned, and I can't wait to talk to you again next week. Adios.